What is up, guys? This is Bright Data Analytics here, and welcome to the channel. So today we are going to build this dashboard that you are seeing in front of you here, which is a mobile phone sales dashboard. So basically, this dashboard tracks a different number of KPIs for a phone shop, a shop that sells mobile phones of different models. So as you can see here, we have total revenue that has been generated so far by the shop. We have the number of items sold or the quantity sold. We have number of transactions which have took place, and we have the average revenue generated. Then this chart here is a trend analysis which shows the amount of quantity sold by month, so we can see how much items are being sold from month to month, which month is the highest amount of quantity being sold, and which month is the lowest amount of items being sold. Here we are seeing the total revenue by mobile model, which is the model of the phone. So we want to see these are the top three most performing mobile models that this shop uh, has. So you can see there's iPhone SE with 60 million, followed by OnePlus, and followed by Galaxy Note. So this is the top three performing models by revenue. Then you can see here the number of transactions by payment method. So this donor chart shows the proportion of the payment methods by the number of transactions. We want to see which payment method is being used more or less when customers are buying from this shop. Then here we have a table which shows the mobile phone brand and its total revenue and the quantity of items sold. Here we have customer ratings. So when customers buy from our shop, they rate us. So the ratings range from 1 to 5, 5 being the best and 1 being the low. As you can see here, 5 from 1 to 5. So basically these are the number of customers which have give us a 5, number of customers which give us a 4, number of customers which give us a 3, and so forth. So basically this final chart here tracks the satisfactory rate for our customers, or the how our customers feeling about the phones that we are selling. At the side here, our dashboard is very dynamic. We can filter by year, we can filter by month, and we can filter by city. So here you can filter by 2024, and you can see the revenue for 2024, the items sold, the trend, and so forth. You can select 2023 and so forth. You can filter by month name. Let's say you want to filter by February, you can see the total revenue in February, and the items sold, the number of transactions, and so forth. Also, you can filter by city. If you can filter by city if you want to see the metrics for let's say for Chennai here, you can see the KPIs here. So that is it for the overview. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So the data set that we are using for this dashboard is linked in the comments down below, and also the KPIs that we are going to be building. There is a document there also attached with the data set that you can download and read as we go through the development of this dashboard. So these are the metrics that we want to work on. How are we performing? Which is the total revenue, the total items sold, the number of transactions, and average revenue, which is what we have been are seeing here. We also want to track the item sold trend by month, which is this chart here. We also want to see the transactions by payment method, which is this chart here. And we also want to see the top 3 models by revenue, which is this one. And we also want to see revenue in items sold by mobile phone and brand, which is this one. And then lastly, this funnel chart. So let's begin. So let's go to a blank Power BI. Then we connect to our data. So our dataset is in Excel workbook. So we can connect to a dataset from here or from here. We can use any option here. So click Excel workbook here. Then I'll go where my dataset is. So the folder where my dataset is. So this is our dataset here, which is mobile sales data. I click it and click open. It's connecting. Okay. Then I click on sheet 1. Then I click load. So it's loading. Okay, we have successfully loaded our data. So first things first, we need to rename our sheet so that it has a meaningful name. So you right click here and you come on rename. Then we can name it sales data. Enter. Then we can view our data. So you come on table view here so that you can have some sort of an overview of our dataset. So as you can see here, this is our dataset. We have transaction ID, we have day in which the transaction occurred, runs from 1 to 31, the month, number, the year, the day name, the brand of the mobile phone, the unit sold, the price per unit column, the customer name, the customer age, the city, the payment method, the customer ratings, and the mobile model. So that is the overview of our dataset that we are going to be using. So going back to our first KPI, we want to calculate the total revenue. So how do we calculate the total revenue? We need first to have revenue for each row here. We need to calculate revenue for each row here. So we need to create a calculated column which calculates revenue for each transaction. So we come in our data set here, you right click here, you click new column. Then you can name it revenue. Then we say equals to, then we say, how do you calculate revenue? We say unit sold times price per unit. So we say sales data, then we say units sold multiplied by price per unit. Then we commit. So as you can see here, we now have our revenue for each transaction. Then when we want to calculate the total revenue, it's now basically the summation of all of the revenue column, or we are now summing up the revenue for each and every transaction in our dataset. So how do we go about that? We now go again here, right click, now we create a measure, then we name it total revenue. Then we say sum. What are we summing? We are summing our revenue column. So we say sales data revenue. Then we enter. So we now have our total revenue measure here. So let's bring in a card so we can see the card. Then we add our total revenue here. So this is our total revenue, as you can see. So we want to show it in full, not in short format like this. We want to see the whole number. So you come to format visual, you come to call out, you come on cards, then you click total revenue, you go on value, then you on display units, then you say none. So you can see, we can now see our full digit here as revenue. So we also don't want that 0.97 there, we just want the whole number. So you can click on the column for total revenue, then on auto there you put 0 and enter. Also we want comma separated values so that it can be in readable format, so you click comma there. So our number is now nicely formatted. So that is our first measure here, our first KPI, calculating total revenue. Moving on, we now go on to calculating the total items sold. We now go on to total items sold. So going back onto our table view, we want to see how many items have been sold so far. So basically it's just a summation of this column here, the units sold. So we come here and right click and get a new measure. Then we say this is total items sold. Then we say equals to sum sales data. Then we are looking for the column of units sold. Then we close the column and we enter. So we now have our measure for total items sold. So click on this column here and click total items sold and expand a little bit like this. So we also want our items to be a full number. So we come back here, we go on call out, we select item sold, we go on value, display units, none. Then we click on total items sold. For it to be readable, we put a comma. So 19,150 items have been sold in total. Then moving on to our next KPI, which is the number of transactions. So how many transactions have we done so far? So you come to a table view. So we're just counting the number of rows that we have here. We're just counting the number of rows that we have in our data set. That is basically the number of transactions, the total number of transactions. So come here, you create new measure, then you say total transactions. Then you say count. We're counting the number of rows in a column. So we're in our data set, sales data, then transaction ID. Then we close our column and we enter. So we now have the total transactions, total number of transactions. So you click on our card here and you add total transactions. So we also want it to be in full. You come here, you come on call out, you select total transactions, go on value, display units, none. So we also want it to be in a readable format. So we add a comma there. So that is that. We now have our total transactions. Then our last KPI is the average revenue. So average revenue, if you come back to our table view here, we want to calculate the average revenue, right? The average total revenue. So what you do is you will average our total revenue. We want the average of our total revenue here. So what you do is you create a new measure, then you call it average revenue, then you say equals to, then there's a formula called average, so you say average, then you say sales data, then it's average of total, average of total, average of revenue, sorry, average of revenue, average of revenue, then we enter, then we add it to our card here. Then we also want it to be in full, so you come here, come to call out, you select average revenue on value, display units, make it none, click on the measure, on auto, put 0 so that we remove the decimal, and add a comma for 1000 formatting. So that is it for our measures, for our initial measures or KPIs that we wanted to create for seeing how are we performing overall. So let's now design this nicely so that it comes out nicely. So first of all, let's add a background to this whole page here. So you come to canvas, canvas background, color, then put this color code, so it's 2596PE, enter, then reduce transparency to 14, thereabouts, so increase it to 14. So that is it, so that is our background. So then let's design this to be nice. So first things first, we need to remove background. So you come to general effects, turn off the background, come again here, you come to multi-card layout, turn off the background, then you reduce this like so, give it a height of 128. Let's give it a height of 128. 128. Okay, that's nice. And let's give it a length of maybe around 1024, 1084. Okay, to be precise, 1084. Okay, that is nice. That is nice. So let's reduce the size of these values is too big. So come to visual, close this, you come to call out, You come to cards here, you select all, then the font will be Arial black, and the font size will be 18. Okay, like so, then let's move these titles at the top. So on our cards here, we come here, now we go back to call out, then close value, come to label. These are labels. Okay, titles are labels. Then we change the font to a font, a more nicer font, Comic Sans, and the font size will be 12. The font color will be black, like so. Then we move the position. Now we want to be the top, so the position will be top. Yes, something like this. Then we need to add some sort of an accent bar, right? So click on your card, then come here, come to card, then come here to accent bar, turn it on. So you see you now have an accent bar there. Drop down, change the color to this color. Let's increase the width a little bit. Yeah, I think that is good. So we now have this. Then our revenue should be in dollars. Our average revenue should be in dollars. So come on total revenue, then click currency there. Increase a little bit. Okay, then we go here on call out, select total revenue, on values, value decimal, put 0 there. So perfect. Then you do the same thing for average revenue. You put currency, then 10 of the decimal and put 0 there. That's it. So that was our initial KPIs. We are now done there. We move on to the trend analysis for items sold month by month. So that is a line chart. So you click on this line chart, drag it here. Move it at the top a little bit. Move this to the top a little bit. A little bit. Okay, perfect. So for this we want month and the number of transactions. So we'll come here and select month, then you put it on the y-axis, then we select the total items sold for the y-axis. So we now have our trend analysis here, but we have a problem. Our month is in numerical form. This doesn't make sense, so we want the month names. So what can we do? We'll create a new column to derive the month names from these numbers. So coming back here, this is our month column, but we want names, not just month numbers. So what we will do, when it's 1 it's January, when it's 2 it's February, when it's 3 it's March, and so forth. So we need to create logic for that. So we'll create a new calculate column, right click, column, so we'll call it month name. month name equals to, then we write a switch statement, then we say true. If it's true, then we say sales data month. If it equals to 1, then the result, this is what? This is January. This is January. January. So if it's 2, it's February, and so forth. So I'll just copy this, copy, then Control V, 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 Control V. So let's change this. We'll say 2 will be February. February, then 3 will be March, then 4 will be April, let's say 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so this will be 10, this will be 11, and this will be 12. Okay, so 5 is May, 6 is June, 7 is July, 8 is August, 9 it's September, 10 it's October, 11 it's November, 12 it's December. Okay, then we remove this last comma and enter. So as you can see here, we now have a new month name column that we can use here instead of number. So you can delete this month name, month number, and put month name here. So we now have our month, but as you can see, our month name is not in order. It's starting from July to February. It should be January, February, March to December. So what do? We sort our month name by month number, which is month here. So by that, our month should now start from January to December in the right order. So we remove month name and put it again. So it's now starting from January to December. So now let's format our chart to be nice. Beginning with, let's remove these titles month name and total items sold. So you come here, come to the x-axis, turn off the title, then you change the font name to be, it's fine, say UI, it's fine, 10. Then you come to y-axis, you want to turn off this title, you turn off the title, it's gone. We come to the title of the chart, go to general title, then change the font to Comic Sans, then change font size to 11. Then we don't want our chart to be smooth here, our line to be smooth. So then what do? We come here to lines, then we come on linear, then we say smooth. So our line is now smooth. Then we also want to change the color of our line. So you come to color, then you click here, then you can choose this one, this color if you want, or you can choose any color of your choice. Then we also want to show some markers here, which marks a month, like a marker here. So what do? We come here and we come to markers, then we say show for all categories. So you can see I have markers, but we want to choose a different type of marker. So you click drop down here, then choose this one. Okay, nice. And increase the font size as per your wishes. Then we also want to show some data values. You see when we hover here we get 141, but we just want it to be there. So what do? It means that we need to turn on the data labels. So as you can see now, for January this value, for February, for March, and so forth. We can change the color for our data label. For numbers there, we can put it in very dark black. So that's it. So another thing, our chart should have a height of come to general height of 228. Should have the height of 228, like so. We also need to nice it a little bit, show some visual border. The color should be this, then we increase the rounded corner to 9 pixels. So it's now like this, it's now nice. So moving on, that was our trend analysis for total items sold by month. It should be by month, not by month name. So come to title, change here to by month, not by month name. Enter. So it's now by month. Perfect. Then we move on to transaction by payment method. So that is a donut chart. So we come to our donut chart here. Our donut chart here, increase its size. Now that increase it so, like so. We increase its width to around 4 or 3, I think so. Okay, we need to first add some values before we can tamper with the width and height. So we want to show the transaction by payment method. So we look for transaction method, which we look for payment method. So payment method, so which is this one, we edit. Then we look for number of transactions. So total transactions, this one. So this is the donut chart now showing the number of transactions which were done in proportion to what to the payment method that was used. So let's now design our chart so that it looks nice. So first things first, we need to move this legend to be at the center there. So you come here, it's legend, it should be at the center top sender, like so. We need to turn off the title, then it becomes like this. Then we need to change the title there. We need to format the title. Then we need to change it to Comic Sans. Then that. Then we also need to send our title. Perfect. Then we need to increase our chart size here. Come to properties 403. Should be less than 321. Okay. Okay. We can manually do that if they don't want us to change by properties. Like so. Like so. Okay, perfect. Let's change our data label numbers here. So if they're just 1K, 1K, it can be 1.2, 1.3. So this can give us a false analysis. Let's write the numbers full. So come here, come to data labels. I think we should come to data labels, values, change the color to the black, the units none. So they are now in full. Okay, so let's put a visual border for our donut chart. Color of this or rounded corners should be 9. Okay, so as you can see, so that is the total number of transactions by payment method. Then moving on to this one here, transaction by, so we're now on top 3 models by revenue. Okay, top 3 models by revenue. So that is a bar chart. So we click on bar chart, bring it here. We click on it's mobile model, right? It's by top 3 mobile models. Okay, so we want model, yes. Then we want it's by revenue, by total revenue. So we say total revenue. Okay, perfect. Then we want top 3. So you click here on filters. You click on total revenue. So you click on mobile. No. You click on mobile, on total revenue. Now wait. We want the top 3. Yes, so you go on mobile model, you click top N, then you say 3. But top 3 of what? Top 3 by total revenue, right? Then you apply filter. So you can see the top what? The top 3 models by revenue. So let's now work on our diagram, on our chart so that it looks nice. Let's turn off the titles, y-axis, turn off title. You can also turn off title for this, turn off the for y-axis, turn off the values as well. Then let's come to total revenue, the title. We change it to this and that. Then we choose it. like so. Then we change like the size of these columns. So you come to visual, close these columns. Then first things first, we change the color. Let's use this color. So it will be hashtag 414 FDI. 414 should be caps FBI. Okay, let's use this one. Okay, then let's reduce the layout, the space between, so it should be like that. Perfect. Let's increase the rounded corners. Come to general effects, visual border, this color, then rounded corners to 9 pixels. So okay, perfect. Let's add the numbers there, which is the data labels. So turn on the data labels like so. So that is it. We now have our total revenue by mobile model for the top three mobile models. We now have top three mobile models by revenue. So you can move the chart to this side a little bit. So that's it. So moving on, we go on to revenue by item sold by mobile phone brand. So it's a table. So we click on table. I will reduce the size later. Then we put brand. Okay. Then we put total revenue. Then we put items sold like so. So we come here. Before that, let's format it nicely. We don't want these totals, so come here, total, then turn it off. Then we don't want those commas there, those decimals after the on total revenue. So come on total revenue, on auto there, put 0 and enter. So we now have uh, this, this. Okay, perfect. So now let's format our numbers there. So you come to values, okay, 11. You come to column header, it's fine to 11. Then we come to our column header, we change the background to this color. The text color will be white. Yes. Come on grid, border, scroll down, color, this color. Then let's change these items, total items sold to just items sold. Come here, then change, double click, and then remove total, and it will be items sold. So that it will be like so. Okay, perfect. Then let's add the rounded corners. Then increase this. Perfect. So let's add the rounded corners for this. Come here on general, on effects, turn on visual border, use this color, then a little bit, maybe not that's too much. Let's add 3, 2, 1. Okay. What we can do is we can increase this a little bit so that we don't have that scroll bar there. Okay, perfect. So that is our chart here. That is our chart here. Come back here, general effects, visual border. Let's increase a little bit. Again, general effects, visual border, a little bit, maybe 5. Yeah, that's better. 5 pixels is better. So that is it for revenue and items sold by mobile phone brand. So moving on to our funnel chart for customer um, ratings. So we now want to look at this. We want to see how many five stars are we receiving, how many fours, how many twos, how many ones. So what do? We need to first count the number of um, of customer ratings that we have, right? We need to first count the number of customer ratings that we have. So if you come here, we have our customer ratings here. We need to count them, right? We need to count them. So you come here, you click on new column, new measure, sorry. Then you say total customer ratings. Then you say count. Then you say ratings. Like so. So we now have our total customer ratings. So you come back here, you click on our funnel chart. Where is it? There it is. That is our funnel chart. Drop it down like so. So our category will be the customer rating, right? Our category will be the customer rating. Then our values will be the total customer ratings, right? Like so. So which means that we need to put like 4 numbers here. So you come on this, you come on data labels, you come on values, you come on display units, you put none, right? So to format nicely, you come on total customer analytics, then you put a comma there. You now have something like this. So it means that we have 1,488 5-star ratings, we have 843 fours, 652 threes, and so forth. So we are receiving a lot of 5-star ratings. So let's change the color of our funnel category color, then we change it to this one. Okay, perfect. Let's change the title. Let's just say total customer ratings. Let's just say total customer ratings. The font will be Mixers and it will be 12. So let's center it. Let's center it horizontal like so. Come here again on title, center it like this. Then come here on funnel, then general effects, visual border, then put this, then our rounded corners will be 9 pixels, like so. So that is it. We now have our total customer ratings. So moving on to the sidebar, okay, to the sidebar. Okay. So this is a little bit. So I need to increase it a little bit, like so. Increase this a little bit. Increase this a little bit, like so. Yeah, perfect. So we now need to add our filters. Okay, that is the next thing. Let's add our filters. So first things first, we need to add a background for filters, which would be this text box. So you click on text box here, then you come here, you resize it like so. Then you come on effects, you want to give it some rounded borders, visual border, the color of the border will be this, rounded corners always 9 pixels for me. Perfect. That is our background. Then we want to filter by year. So we come here, we click on filter, on slicer. We click on slicer here as a visual. Then we add our year. Okay. Then we want it to be drop down, not between. So we click here, say slicer settings, then you say drop down. So our years is now drop down. So now let's change the slicer header, the font to be Comic Sans 11. Let's resize this to this so that it can fit in our box like so. Yes. Then come back again, values should be black. Yeah, perfect. So we now have our year filter here. So if you click it, you can see 2024 and you can see the values are responding. 2023, the title is responding. 2022, you can see the KPIs for that. Then you can clear selections here so you can see all again. Okay, let's add another filter or slicer for month. So you can click on this, control copy, control V, drag it down. We need one more for city, control copy, control V, we drag it down. Okay, so for this one, want city, so remove here and put city. Okay, then for this one we want month, remove here and put month name, that calculate column that we created, but add the name so that it's just month. Okay, perfect. So we now have these three slicers here, so you can filter our dataset by year, by month, by city. So you can filter if you want January, see January, if you want February, and so forth. If you want to see for different city, you want to see for Bhopal, you can see for Bhopal, and so forth. So that is it. So lastly, we need to add our mobile phone here. So I'll add a text box again. So drag it here. I'll drag it here. Then I will write in the text box that this is a sales dashboard. Okay, then we bolden it, then we move it to the right and increase its font size maybe to 11. That fair? Now let's add to 16. Yes. So then let's add some rounding to our text box here. Effects, add visual border, rounded corners, 9, and then okay, perfect. Now let's add our mobile phone. So how do we add a mobile phone image? You come to insert here, you click on image, then you come on style, then you click on image, then you click on browse so that we can go to the location. So I've also attached this image in the with the other resources like the data and the requirements in the description below. Click on smartphone, you edit. Let's resize it so that we can fit, resize, drag, put it here, put it on the side like so. So that is the mobile phone. Show that this is a sales dashboard for mobile phones. Okay. So that was it, guys. We've gone through the building of this dashboard. So as you can see, our dashboard is dynamic. You can filter by year, you can filter by month, you can filter by city. You can also see different metrics for different um, slices. So if you want to see for January or for March, you can see for March. If you want to see for 2022, you can see the revenue for 2022, the total transaction by payment method for 2022, and so forth. So that was it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, kindly subscribe, kindly like, kindly share. More content is coming. Thank you. Cheers.